find food, they must move around a lot. Feed the queen, feed the queen, feed the queen. The strongest ants are girls, and each type of ant has a special job for the colony. Laura says, "Hey, Opha, I love your yellow ribbon. How was work?" And Opha says, "Hello, Laura. I had a lot of heavy lifting today, but it is good to see you." Some ants are worker ants. Worker ants do most of the work of the colony, except for this guy who's asleep. He says, "Feed the queen." The biggest ant and leader of the colony is the queen. She is responsible for laying eggs that become other ants. The queen relies on everyone else to bring her food. She says, "Feed me more." Other ants are soldier ants. Soldier ants are fierce. They gather food and protect the colony from invaders. I'm called a dependent because I am supported by soldier ants, and I work very hard to support them in return. When I grow up, I will become a soldier ant too. Until then, I go to school and watch and help the grown-up soldier ants so I can learn what they do. Soldier ants have very special tools to help them protect the colony. Some soldier ants have huge teeth called mandibles, others have sharp stingers. My Aunt Kathy has mandibles and a stinger. She says, "Just trying my best to lead by example." She's so strong she can lift up to 5,000 times her body weight. That's like a whole piece of bread. She says, "Do you even lift, bro?" Aunt Kathy is pretty strong, but she's also pretty funny. Sometimes she stands on her head and pretends to lift the whole world. She says, "Let me get that for you." Other ants don't always know, but being a soldier ant can be very hard. Why is she so worried? Feed the queen. Soldiers have to defend the colony, or even raid other colonies. And when one ant says, "The forest at Burnham gets up and moves, protect the queen," the red ant says, "Save the queen," and the green ant Macduff says, "Tyrant, show thy face." In this way, soldiers fight and carry every day. The whole colony depends on it. Aunt Kathy says, "Oof, on second thought, this is getting a little heavy." And one of the ants says, "Feed the queen." As a dependent, I learn how hard it is to be a soldier. I see it every day. Laura says, "I'm with you every day." Sometimes soldier ants don't come home after they do their jobs. This is a very scary part of the job. One day, on the orders of the queen, Aunt Kathy left the nest with a group of other soldiers to find food. The queen says, "Feed me more!" And the ants all say, "Feed the queen!" When soldiers leave the nest, they often talk to their loved ones. And Auntie Kathy says, "Look after the others while I'm gone." And Laura says, "I love you, Auntie. Please be safe." After Aunt Kathy left, I waited many days and many nights. I tried to focus on school, but it was very hard. Sometimes I messed up because I got distracted. She says, "Oh no, why did I let you go? I can't lose you." At night I could not sleep. I wondered where Aunt Kathy went. I wondered if she would ever come home. She says, "Please come home." I wondered if she was still alive. Survive, please just survive. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed, and I worried and cried and worried. Then one day, Aunt Kathy came home. "Laura, did you hear the good news? Soldiers are returning home and Kathy is with them." That's what they always say, Opha. But this time it's true. They were spotted by workers this morning. I was so excited to see her, I rushed to greet her at the door of the nest. "Don't worry, Laura, she'll be here soon." Laura says, "Where is she? Is that her?" But Aunt Kathy was different. "Clear the way, injured soldier coming through." She was missing one of her mandibles. She was quiet. Sometimes she could not talk at all. Other times, she stayed by herself a lot. "Feed the queen, feed the queen." I couldn't understand why she changed. Even with one mandible, she was still very strong. And Kathy says, "I'm tired, old Joe. I can't carry it anymore." And old Joe says, "You can do it. You're strong enough. I will help you if you need me." But it was hard to carry things. She could no longer lift the world, and I didn't know what to do. And I'd say, "Come on, lift the world, Auntie Kathy. Do it for the queen." Kathy says, "I've done enough." I even went to the queen for advice, but she didn't know what to do either, and she wouldn't help. "Something is wrong with Auntie Kathy since she came back from combat. What should I do?" The queen says, "Real soldiers don't talk about it. Now feed me more." I felt like I was supposed to help Aunt Kathy, but I didn't know how. I felt like I was not a good dependent. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed, and I worried and cried and worried. Then one day, Aunt Kathy spoke. Laura, if you don't mind, may I talk to you for a second? Always, Aunt Kathy. She told me about leaving the nest. She told me about finding food. A lot happened when I left the nest. She told me about being surprised from other soldiers from a different colony. They were just like me. They could have been me. She told me about war. She told me about pain. I didn't really want to hurt anybody. She told me about loss, so many friends gone, so much family. She told me about coming home. She told me how the other ants don't understand. They only want to know if I hurt any other ants. Tell us, tell us, tell us. She spoke, and on that day, Aunt Kathy taught me what it really means to be a soldier independent. She says, my service is about so much more than the worst thing I ever had to do to protect the colony. On that day, I learned that speaking is sometimes an act of courage. I don't know what to do. I'm here for you, and I love you. I learned that listening is an act of love, an act of service. Feed the quiet. Auntie is speaking. We should listen. She spoke, and I listened. And on that day, we came home to each other. The end. I have a Did You Know page on here. It says, Laura, Auntie Kathy, and Opha are all aunts named after soldiers who served in the U.S. military. Loretta Walsh was born in Pennsylvania in 1896, and she is considered to be the first American woman to officially serve in the U.S. military in a non-nursing capacity. She joined the U.S. Naval Reserve in 1917 during World War I. Kathy Williams, Auntie Kathy was named after her, was born in Missouri in 1844 and was the first woman to enlist in the U.S. Army because at the time women were not allowed to serve in the military. Williams disguised herself as a man, serving under the name William Caffrey. And last is Opha May Johnson, who was born in Indiana in 1878, and she was the first woman known to have enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. She served during World War I. I want to kind of give a very special thanks to those of you who are men and women who served in uniform, and thank you again to Amanda. Thank you guys for being here.